My first 8 months in the business was much of a struggle. It was very tough. I thought many times of quitting. It was not fun at all. I come from a background as a civil engineer. I made it in the working career to a level of being a project manager to this big company in Dubai, in UAE. 300 people were reporting to me. So I was very much full of myself, believing that I made it in life. I had the salary, the dream salary to many people. They gave me the villa, they gave me the four-wheel car, all belongs to the company, of course. But because of that, I felt my achievement, yeah? Especially when you are in a country like UAE, in Dubai, you feel like, wow, I made it, yeah? Many people, they thought that I'll be the last to consider this business. And then, one day, I realized that I'm just on the same steps of my dad. My dad also made it to a very senior position. He was a Supreme Court judge. And when the business was presented to me, he already, in his CV, he was a minister for some time, and he was a consultant for the government, and he was in that position. But yet, because he was straightforward, not corrupted like many ministers in Africa, he was financially not sound. And when I joined the business, he was in the age of 69, he was still working and was not able to fulfill that humble dream of having a house of his own. And that day, when the business was presented to me, I'm very thankful to the presenter, my leader, my coach, my upline, when he opened my eyes to the fact that life will go by and what is going to be different from your life and your dad's life. When the presentation was done to me, I did not see myself doing this business, but open the window of dream. I started to see pictures of me having enough money so I can fulfill my commitments. That day I decided, hey, I want my dad to retire, enough for him. And I thought that he will only retire if he will have this house and if I really can secure for him enough so he will be able to make that decision. I was also, on top of being full of myself, I was also a very shy person. I spent most of my life until I come into qnet. I was very shy, very introverted, very antisocial. Yes, I'm good at work. I will just live in my shield and I will pretend like I'm in control, but deep inside, I was very scared from the society. And now I have this upline who's far younger in age than me. I did not trust that this young boy who's 10 years younger than me, he doesn't have the same qualifications I have, he doesn't have the same working experience that I have, and now he's telling me, shut up, listen, and do. Your uplines told you the same? Huh? I said, I will not shut up and listen and do. I will do my own. And because I was very good in developing system, creating departments in that company, I was helping that company to grow, to grow bigger and to expand. And I believed in myself and I saw that I will succeed in creating my own system. So whatever the upline was telling me, I was not listening. I believed that I will find the shortcut that will take me to making a lot of money from this business, what this young boy can teach me. And then I was hit every day by a lot of rejections. It started by being rejected by my dad himself. Most of my friends, they rejected me. My wife rejected me. Apparently my system was not successful. And I started to put the blame on the company. I started to doubt in the system. I started to doubt in the business itself, the company, until I don't know how these 8 months went by, but finally, I made it to vcon. I said I will come to vcon now, this time, to prove to my upline that these people behind the company, they are not real. Something wrong about this company, something wrong about these people, something wrong about this industry, and I started to put the blame for not being successful on everything aside from looking to myself what it requires for me to start changing. Luckily, I come to vcon and I got mesmerized by the teachings, by the lessons, by the messages, the mesmerizing messages. It was spectacular, and from day one, I could not sleep. Finally, I start to see that there is great opportunity here. How come I'm missing this? How come I was not able to see this? And finally, I realized that nothing to change in the world. It's not about my prospects. It's not about my friends. It's not about my dad. It's not about my mom. It's about me. I'm the one who needs to change. It was a lot of clicks. And every time, guys, as you remember, Yadato Sri yesterday said, you don't need to take notes. But at the end of the night, when you go back, all those clicks, all those moments, when you come to this realization, these are the moments you need to grab your note and write down the decisions you have made. Because the decisions you are going to make in this vcon are the same decisions all of us have made. We all are products of this vcon. Finally, I started surrendering to this upline. And that's all what you need to do, guys. Believe in your upline system. Whatever said and done, you being alone facing this world every single day, every moment, so many things around you will tell you this is not going to happen. The more you get rejected, the more you get laughed on, the more people will not answer your calls, the more this is going to happen to you, the more you start coming down, and you need to get connected to the life, to your lifeline, to your upline. You need to plug yourself to the system of your upline and to trust that he has what it takes for you to reach your ultimate potential, your maximum, and you will realize that you are limitless. All what you need to do is to start practicing the business under the supervision of your upline, under the supervision of the system, without doubting, without questioning, without analyzing, without trying to create shortcuts. I realize how important for me now to be a good ambassador for my business, because I realize I'm in the business of leading people. And people, they come with a lot of complications. Yeah? We're leading people every day, but we are leading them to what? To achieve their dreams. This is great responsibility put on our shoulders. And you need every day to strengthen your muscles to be able to carry this weight. We started practicing the business day in, day out, without a fail. There is no magic in the formula, guys. You will create the magic in your life. You will create the magic in your life by being on top of your business every single day. I still remember my first vcon, when it's over, that's all what I did. I put myself in a commitment. What matters the most is what decisions you are going to make. And you have to hold on to these decisions every single day. Day in, day out. There is no magic. You practice day in, day out. Before to come to vcon, every prospect for me was a dollar sign. And that was one of my biggest mistakes. I was rushing into making money, to build a family. I was rushing into making money. And when I chased the money didn't come. But when I realized that all what I need to do now is to stop testing the business. Many of you today are testing the business. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, it's okay. That's the testing mentality. You prospect, they want to see when they are talking to them that this is your final destination. We cannot joke with people's dream, people's lives. That's why we enjoy this. Because we know for a fact, some of you, the 100 of you, that life will not be the same. The 100 of you that will change the world. But you cannot change the world until you change yourself. You change your attitude. You change your performance. You change your results. You start trusting in yourself. Trusting in your upline system. That's all what it requires. Work on yourself. After vcon, I changed my walk. I changed the way I talk. I'm no longer the same shy person. I just look at the mirror and I spoke to myself. I said, Adly, enough is enough. You cannot continue like this. It's very simple. Some people say, how can I change? It's a decision. No upline can change you. No upline can make it on your behalf. You make your own decisions. And you take the responsibility of your own decisions. And the more you go into the business, you realize a challenge after challenge, a challenge after challenge will come. But let me tell you this, if it doesn't kill you, will make you. And this is what I believed in. So every time, many challenges has come on my way. And of course, being trained and being mentored and being guided by these great mentors, Datu Sri Vijay, Japadas, Chief, and all the V partners, day after day, vcon after vcon, cam after cam, event after event, I start to inherit this DNA. I become wired in a way that no challenge can stop me. No challenge can take me down. I will take on my way every challenge and I will come back stronger. Many challenges. You go up, you're earning that high, then crisis will start. Maybe media attack, negative news, then your network collapse. I don't care what they think about my business. I don't want to convince no one. I am the company. Your prospects, they will know you, will like you, they will trust you, then they will buy you before to buy the qnet product. You are the first product presented to your prospect. I have an upline on top of my upline, also not here today. Between myself and my coach, my leader, maybe few hundreds. It has nothing to do who will come on the top and who will come first. This is a fair game, a fair play. Everyone has the same chance, the same opportunity to excel if he decides. It depends on how strong is your dream. Remember, guys, that moment when the business was presented to you, you have seen great potential here. You have seen something great in this business. Don't let that moment to run away from you. Remember the reason why you started this. Proudly, I would tell you today that I was able to give my dad the house of his dream. And the last 15 years of his life before to pass away, he had the opportunity to feel proud. And the same father who told me one day, I'm not proud of what you're doing. You better not to come to my house. My dad is a Supreme Court judge. He has seen that I'm definitely doing something wrong. He said, and later, I was very proud when some people, old friends of my dad will ask him, so what Adly is doing? They say, Adly is in network marketing. He's in e-commerce and he's doing this and he will talk very proud about me. And when my mom had the breast cancer, I was able to take my mom to Dubai to be given the best ever treatment available on this planet. Today, my daughters, when I joined the business, my elder daughter was 2 weeks old. Today she's 22 plus. Today they study in the US. Do you think today they ever remember the numbers, the many birthdays I missed of them? Today they appreciate very much the kind of life I can secure to them. Recently, I went through a very horrifying situation. It was horrible what I went through in my home country, Sudan. Some of you maybe they know that last 4 or 5 months, a war started in my own country capital. And the capital of Sudan being peacefully, nothing there, everything was fine. But suddenly, one day in the morning, last April 15, two parts of the army started fighting. One group, they follow the president, another group, they follow the vice president. They started fighting. And my house, it's in this premium location. All my neighbors are the ambassadors. The ambassador of Japan, Sweden, Italy, even the tycoon of Sudan, the agent of Mercedes. All this I can see from my house, yeah? These are my neighbors. And I can see the airport, I can see the headquarters of the army, and it's considered very peaceful, the most premium location. Everything is fine. One morning, this war started. And it started where the headquarters of the army is, it started where the airport is, and my house, my neighborhood was in the middle of the firing. And it was really very scary situation. We lived there for like 2 nights, and it was very devastating. We spent 2 days without electricity, without water, and the food supply started to get shortage because we had a lot of people working in the building, like the security guard, many people, even the security shift were shifting, but they couldn't go back because everything suddenly collapsed in the country, in the city, and everything was at a pause, and the city became like ghost city. And we were sitting there very afraid. We didn't know what to do. It was very challenging. I made a decision that I have to rescue my family from this devastating situation. We cannot survive like this. The food supply will become an issue. And we didn't know the scatter bullets will come into the window. I can see some of these missiles already drop in some houses in my neighborhood, and everything was possible that maybe we will die here. And again, leaving the house itself, it was verge of danger. I went to the garage under the ground. I started the car, and we went up. I prepared all the valuable stuff in different carry-ons. By the time I went up to grab the carry-ons, some of these soldiers, they looted my car. They stole in the car. They drove away my car. And the security guy is calling me, and he's telling me that these people, they are waiting for you because the car key is still in my pocket. I said, okay, I have to come down. I cannot leave the security guy to face this situation by his own. But I wasted some time moving the SIM card from my mobile to another mobile because I didn't want to lose the data that in the mobile, because I knew that they will also steal the mobile. And whatever money, I took some money, kept in my pocket. When I went down, these people already looted many cars, not only my car. I could not find them. I decided to drive another car, and I started another car, and 9 of us sat in one car, and we were driving in a quiet city, ghost city, like in Hollywood movies. You can see people dying on the street. You can see buildings on fire. It's crazy. You don't see yourself if you will survive this or not. It was very devastating. It was very painful. When we decided to leave the house, I told my family, my wife, and my in-laws, and everyone there who were following me, I told them, leave everything. And we left the house only with the clothes. We didn't take anything because I knew there will be so many checkpoints, and definitely whatever we will carry, they will take away. They will steal from us. So I told them, leave it. Maybe God willing, by God's grace, maybe everything will stay safe, maybe not, but the most important, to carry our passports, and we managed to escape through the city, went through so many checkpoints. It was very devastating that moment. My son, who's 8 years old today, he was not understanding why this is happening. He was so scared. My daughter, who is 4 years old also, she was so confused. What is happening? To cut the story short, it was very devastating, very painful. Life will hit you in moments when you maybe will teach you lessons in different ways. And this was my lesson, I believe. Thanks to all the teaching and all the lessons, all the advices that are being given along the years by the mentors here. And I knew that now I have a responsibility to stay positive, to stay strong, and to help my family to survive and to come out of this devastating situation. And we made it possible. You've seen the last photo. I was there standing behind me a bus. I convinced many of my family, my uncles, my aunties, everyone. We drove through the desert for a few days. We stayed wearing the same clothes for 1 week. And we made it to Egypt, because Egypt is the country in north of Sudan. And we made it safely. But I lost everything, every single penny I made throughout my life. I lost all my houses, all my properties, all my cars, all my money, all my savings. I went back to ground zero. But yet, I'm very thankful that He kept my family safe, that none of us was killed. I'm very grateful that He is giving me a second life. And this for me, a second life. I'm given a second life, guys. I'm very grateful to that. And if not the teaching, if not the vcons, if not the camps, I would have crashed down, I would have cried, I would have stayed in complaining, I would have stayed questioning, why this happening to me? But one of my greatest lessons here, I can only do what in my capabilities. I cannot question Him. He's the ultimate owner of everything. One day He decided to give me all this money, all this wealth, and one day He decided to take it all. And I accept. And I stay positive. I accept. I'm very grateful. I know that He's the ultimate owner. Many times Datu Sri was teaching us how to be detached. Everything belongs to Him. And He will decide when to give you and when to take away. But the most important, what doesn't kill you make you. 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 Challenges will come into your way with different forms. And every time, remember this. You have a great responsibility. You cannot quit. You cannot stop. You cannot give up. If you have a single downline, if you have a single downline in your network waiting for you, because one day you give him your hand, and you told him, you gave him promises, you told him, this is going to be a great business. Our life will take a different turn. You cannot quit if you have a single downline. Yes, sometimes you will feel like everything is collapsing. You will feel like your ship is sinking. Many times in many events, I kept on saying this. I cannot jump from the ship, because I am the captain of my ship.